Welcome back in, y'all. This is the Bluechip Breakdown, and I'm your host, Bull. We have some unfortunate news to bring to you today. Five-star wide receiver Tristen Keys has committed to LSU, listed at 6'3", about 190 pounds. He is from Mississippi, so LSU is going to be closer to home for him. He's the number one wide receiver with On3 and with 24/7 Sports. Number two wide receiver with ESPN and with Rivals. He's really good. For me, out of all the wide receivers that I've looked at in 2026, he is the best one. Now, this one stings a little bit, I would say, for anyone that's been following this thing closely, because he was leaning towards Tennessee. I think he was actually about to commit to Tennessee. Very close with Faison Brandon. Obviously, that's a very highly touted quarterback that Tennessee has committed in this 2026 class. He decides to kind of slow things down. He wants to go on all of his visits. He gives Tennessee his first unofficial visit of the spring. And it sounds like everything went well right there. But then he goes on to visit LSU. He had several more visits lined up after that. But whatever they showed him there, probably a whole bunch of dollar signs, got him to basically commit on the spot. And this is a weird thing that's going on with Tennessee and LSU at this point, because Josh Thompson felt like he was the best guard in the transfer portal. And, he was about to commit to Tennessee too, but he goes off to visit LSU and they offered him a whole bunch of money. He comes back to Tennessee and says, "Hey, can you counter this offer?" And Tennessee basically said no. So we lost him to that. So I don't know if this is the same situation with Tristen Keys, because like I've said a million times, if Tennessee really wants a player, especially coming from those high school ranks, we will outbid anybody. The NIL money, really, that shouldn't be any issue. And if it is, then we need to get that figured out. We need to get that fixed. So I don't think that it's just about NIL. It's something else that LSU had to have done on that visit. I'm not too much tripping about it, just because I'm gonna tell you, I don't know, number one, what he saw, if he's actually watching practice and stuff. I don't think that he took anything away from how they're practicing and said, "Hey, I want to go play for this," because I've watched them practice in spring, and they've got some good looking players. Please don't get that part of it twisted. They've got some very good athletes, but the coaching aspect of it, the way that the practice is run, it's amateur hour for sure. And I wouldn't be surprised with Brian Kelly kind of being on the hot seat heading into this season. Wouldn't be surprised if they lose 4 or 5 ball games and he ends up getting fired. So I'm not wishing that on anyone. I never wish for someone to get fired, but I just think that that's kind of the way that things could be trending. And if that does happen, obviously Tristan Keys might open things back up. And with Tennessee having been very close in this race, I think that we would have a pretty good opportunity to be able to, maybe land Tristan Keys whenever it's all said and done. So it's just too early on in this process for me to be worried about players that are choosing schools. I mean, if they choose schools over the summer, that's a little bit different. But again, everyone's still going to be coming after Tristan Keys and a lot of these other guys. So we'll see what happens whenever it's all said and done. This is probably still going to be like a signing day decision. And we can actually look at our 2026 class up to this point, ranked ninth nationally, fourth in the SEC. And like we said, man, we got Faison Brandon. As long as we got him, I think that we're going to be just fine. But I do feel like Tristan Keys was probably like the number two player on Tennessee's overall big board that we wanted to land in this class. So like I said, we're not going to give up on him just yet. But we do have two other wide receivers committed in this class that I like a lot. Obviously, Tyreek King, we just broke his film down. Y'all know about him. He's a baller, good size, 6 feet, probably going to be about a buck 90. And we also have Tyron Evans. He's a taller guy, 6'3", about 180, 190 pounds. His stock is definitely going up in a lot of places. Schools are still coming after him. So Tennessee's not in the worst spot. There's still plenty of very good wide receivers that we can go out and target in this class. This is going to be one of my questions, though, right? Is what if one of those other guys that Tennessee really wants, what if they pull the trigger before Tristan Keys does, right? Because we're still going to be going after him. How many wide receivers will we want to add in this class? I don't know if there's necessarily a like real limit. I think that even if we added maybe two more to the two that we already have, if Tristan Keys wants to come, if we had to make room for him, we'll make room for him. So I don't know if that's really going to be too much of an issue, but I did kind of want to throw that thing out there. But with all that being said, I do kind of want to flip the page here some and talk about a transfer wide receiver that Tennessee might want to target coming up in the spring portal. And I am talking about Micah Hudson. Okay, he was a 5-star coming out of high school in 2024. And really good player. Okay, this is his high school film. You can see how explosive he is. He can make you miss. He's shifty. This everything that we would want. He's about 6 feet tall, 190 pounds. He would be a redshirt freshman, I believe, heading into this season. So coming out of high school, he goes to Texas Tech. He had small surgery on his knee, and he missed all of spring, but he got to do a little bit of summer ball. He was still a little bit behind as far as picking up the plays and things like that, and that's obvious, right? Like, that's just going to happen. So he didn't get to play that much as a true freshman. He was doing more backup stuff, mop-up duty stuff. but he had 8 catches for like 123 yards. That's the main reason that we're now watching his college film. We're going to watch his high school film because I want for y'all to see how good of a player he actually is. So after his freshman year at Texas Tech, he did transfer to Texas A&M. Now, he had some family issues. It sounds like there were some health issues inside of his family, and he stepped away from A&M, and they were thinking that he was going to come back, but he ultimately has decided not to. So there's a million and one rumors kind of floating around out there about, hey, does he have some off the field issues or what's going on? But actually, I saw a video earlier today with somebody from 24/7 Sports. I guess he's pretty close to this situation, and he was saying that he doesn't really know about the off the field issues. He thinks that it's maybe like overblown, but he does know that he had some real family issues that he was dealing with. So maybe he just needs to, get his head right and all of that. And it also says a lot to me that Texas Tech and Texas A&M would both take him back in a heartbeat. So that just goes to show how good of a player he actually is. And we all know that Tennessee needs some wide receivers. Now, I think he will be like a redshirt freshman in 2025. And something else that really stood out to me, this is the main reason I was, interested with this, was that it sounds like he wasn't getting paid a whole lot of money at Texas Tech or at Texas A&M. It sounds like his deal was less than, probably about $250,000. For a wide receiver that's a 5-star on this level, that is a total steal. Guys of this caliber, they're going for about, like 800,000, maybe like a million. I mean, they're going for a ton of money. Now, with what's all been going on with him, going from school to school in such a short period of time, I don't think that he's gonna, be able to get that much money out of the portal. But my whole point here is that he's a guy that's a little bit of a veteran. He's obviously played some college ball. He understands what goes into getting ready for the games and all that type of stuff. But man, his size, his speed, everything that I'm seeing here, it would fit very well inside the Tennessee system. And he might have the mindset at this point that, hey, I don't need to come in and start. I don't need to make a whole bunch of money. I just want to go to a really good system for me. Now, both of the schools that he's gone to before were in the state of Texas. He is from Texas. With the family issues and all that going on, he might want to stay close to Texas. I don't know about that. I can't speculate on any of that. I'm just kind of throwing something out there to say that in the right situation, this could be a match made in heaven. And I don't think that it's going to hurt too much just to bring him up on a visit, just kind of gauge what his interest is, gauge where his mind is at. And hey, man, Tennessee could really have something special with two transfer wide receivers that we're pretty much getting for a steal. We could still go out and get one more pretty solid veteran wide receiver as well, as long as it's not going to disrupt Tennessee's room and all that stuff. I already know that y'all are going to say that. I'm already thinking it too. But I think that this one could be pretty positive for Tennessee. So we'll see what happens. If it's something that they might want to entertain, probably not, but we can always wish, right? So that's it for me. Those are my thoughts. Please share yours with me down in the comment section. And as always, please do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And we'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks. Peace.